Hi, welcome to Educator.com. In today's lesson, we're going to be covering part 2 of setting up the presentation files that we covered as far as setting up how everything gets shown as far as shopping cart, and just finish up the confirmation page that we're going to be editing now. So particularly we're going to be editing the order form, the show cart, and confirmation form. So these are the last of the files that the customer sees as they're about to check out. They're going to put all their information in. You want it to look presentable and still have that same feel. You don't want it to kind of look. Last lesson I did show that we did have one of the files when it didn't have any style on it, and it just looked like a blank white page with just some of the presets that Cartweaver did. Well, that's kind of what we don't want to happen. So we have to still stylize these ones as well, because if not, it will look just like that. I mean, it'll still work, but it's not going to be as presentable. So let's go back in and just kind of go a quick refresher of what the original index page. So this one is the only page we're going to basically save for last, because it's really the last page that we want to affect, and then we're going to take all this code out and finish it up. Okay, but again, that's going to be in the other lesson to kind of wrap this thing up. What we want to do is get to how these products show. We set up these files, and this might look a little different from last time, because actually there was those little bugs that we kept finding. I told you that we're going to start editing. I did find one, and I wanted to show what this looks like, why this was happening. So in the code here, if we go to order forms here, this code is the same code we used in the previous. It's a lot of copy paste. So I'm going to show you one of the final document and confirmation. I'm going to show you basically how to just copy and paste the stuff in, and just how it works, so you can kind of see it. But I did want to show you here, one of the reasons why the code wasn't displaying properly earlier was this little error right here. Occasionally, sometimes it will ask you if it's in a different folder. It gets a little bit deeper in the root of the folders. You can put this .. to actually display. It just basically tells it that there's another folder, another directory to go into. Without it, it's still searching for it, and it's like missing it. It can't quite understand why it's not seeing it. So just to kind of show you what it could look like, if I go back to our results, let's show you what some of the differences are right here. Okay, so if I refresh this, you can kind of see why it was a little bit out of place, because there was no style into it. It didn't quite have that feel. It was kind of like all over the place. Well, now this is what we've done. We went back in, and I just went back and just noticed it, why it was missing. And when I put it back in, it actually corrects it. So let me put this all back in. So each of these files will have to have it. So as we go to the next file, we shouldn't have this issue. It's actually all be formatted the way we want it to be formatted. Okay. Oops. / Okay. All right. So with this form, we did the same exact thing. We went through and corrected. All right, I actually copied and pasted all this stuff right back in that we did before, keeping everything exactly the same, because it's really the same. There's nothing, again, nothing really changes. The functionality is already built into their presentation file pages that they already set up, that Cartweaver set up. So there's really not much for you to do other than just make sure everything's in its right spot and it all makes sense. Okay. So if I go back down, I've already set this one up. So if we want to just see what this looks like, we can do that. So let me refresh this. So we're back in business. And we can still change all this. I'm going to show you in a bit how to change this, the pricing. So you can go back, and I'm going to show you exactly how to change that so it makes sense and it doesn't just look like a bunch of number. It should actually not look like that at all. But again, I explained about the servers last time and what they're just going to have a certain type of code, and it'll make sense in a second when I show you. With this here, if I want to go in, I'm going to go select, this is our details page. So if I want to add one to cart, it's going to put one in there. So I got 2 in cart. You can go ahead and select one and just update it. It'll do that. Or you can select the remove and update it, and it'll take it off. But here's going to give you all this information. Here's that little a promo code that's already there. So this is the code that they would see, they put in there, and then they would apply the discount. The discount field would actually show right here if you put one in, okay? But you have the option to continue shopping or just check out, kind of like a normal thing here. So if I go in, now here with the login page, they're connected. So what CartWeaver has done is they put them together, and without the login, that's fine. As a new user, I'm going to go in and actually create one, and I'll show you how you can kind of go in and out. So it keeps all your information. So it's going to store all your information until their database into it, so that next time you can pull it up, you can see your order history and maybe reorder the same things over and over. Okay. So right now it's going to ask for all this information. And we can go right in and change all of it now, okay? So we have that file. So actually, let me go ahead and change the confirmation page first. Then I'll go in and I'll show you how to create the login and how it works. And it's pretty simple, pretty basic stuff here. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm going to minimize this.